Hello everybody, Glenn here. I'm going to show you how to make some sweet potato and butternut squash donuts today. This is a Peruvian dish called picarones. Picaron for short translates to a cheeky and mischievous person, and this is ideal really because this is going to be a cheeky little dessert. So we're going to start to make the dough for our sweet potato and butternut squash donuts, and what I've done is I've peeled and diced some butternut squash and sweet potato. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in half of the sugar, so 2 tablespoons, and keep the rest of the yeast. We're going to add our star anise and our 4 cloves and our cinnamon stick. Meanwhile, we're going to take our rising agent, which is going to be our yeast. So I've got a teaspoon of instant yeast there. We've got our remaining sugar that we're going to put in. And then we want just 2 tablespoons of warm water. Mix that together. Leave that for 15 minutes and that'll start to get frothy. Okay, so our sweet potato and butternut squash cubes are now cooked until soft. What I've done is drained off the excess water and picked out the cinnamon cloves and star anise. And what I want to do now is I'm going to return this back to the pan, and I want this as dry as possible. So just let it dry out over a really low heat. So as you can see, our sweet potato and butternut squash is nice and dry now, so we're going to blend this to a nice puree. So whatever you've got in terms of blender, so I'm using a NutriBullet, hopefully that'll do the job. Just transfer that to a bowl. Okay, so now we have our puree, which is chilled down a little bit. We can now add the other ingredients to make the dough. Grams of plain flour. We have our salt. We have our yeast mixture. Taking a damp towel, just put that over the bowl and leave this in a nice warm spot for a good hour. Okay, so while our dough is proving, we are going to make the lovely spice syrup. So I have weighed out 200 grams of dark, soft brown sugar. Got 1 cinnamon stick in there. Got 1 star anise, 6 cloves, and then the peel of 1 orange. And then all we need to do is just literally top up with water until all of the ingredients covered. Let that simmer and infuse until we've got a lovely syrupy consistency. So we'll come back to that in 10 minutes. Okay, so the dough's been proving for a good hour. Let's take that out and have a look at it. Remove our damp towel. Oh, look at that. That has come up a lot. So what we're going to do now is we're going to slightly wet our fingers and remove that from the bowl, straight onto the surface. Just roll that out. Oh. In the meantime, we can heat up some oil. I've got a trusty wooden spoon, and what I've done is I've just oiled it because these picarones are a ring type donuts. Okay, I'm going to just lightly oil the tray as well. And we're going to roll them, and then the spoon straight through the middle to make our ring donut. Okay, there, I've just finished off making my picarones. You get 15 donuts, picarones to a batch of dough. Let's check the oil just to see what temperature we're at. So this, we're looking about 160 we want to be. That's coming up nicely. If you don't have a temperature probe at home, you can always take a small piece of dough and just put that in and see how that reacts, like that. Okay, so that's come to the top now, so I think we're good to start putting some of these in. Okay, coloured up quite nicely, feel really crispy. So let's start to take them out, ready for our next batch to go in. And I obviously like donuts, they're really good to eat warm. Okay, and then let's get our next batch in. Bowl here, 2 donuts. You can have one. And what we're going to do is just drizzle, or you can just dip them in. And then, I love this. Our Biscoff Crunch. One of my favourite things, as you can see. Wow. And that is a picarones. Very cheeky and mischievous.